The Department for Work and Pensions underpaid state pensions to the tune of £670 million in a single year. That is not a typo. £670 million that belonged to pensioners, sitting with the government instead. And that is just the official error. That does not count the money left behind by people who made avoidable mistakes themselves. People who claimed at the wrong time, claimed in the wrong name, never checked their record, never filled the gaps they could have filled, never knew about the credits that were sitting there unclaimed. In this video, I am going to show you 5 specific mistakes that cost UK retirees thousands of pounds each. Some of these are things people do actively, decisions that seem sensible at the time and turn out to be expensive. Others are things people fail to do, inactions that quietly compound into significant losses over a 20-year retirement. And I want to flag something now. The 4th mistake on this list is one I guarantee most people watching this video have never considered. It is not about national insurance gaps. It is not about the DWP underpayment scandal. It involves a decision most people make at exactly the wrong moment, and it costs the people who make it an average of thousands of pounds over their retirement. We will get there, but first, the number that puts everything in context. The full new state pension from April 2026 is £241.30 per week. That is £12,547 per year. For life, inflation protected every April through the triple lock. If you had to purchase that income from an insurance company as a private annuity, it would cost you somewhere between £200,000 and £250,000. Every mistake on this list is a mistake that reduces the size of that £200,000 asset. The ones that are still fixable deserve to be fixed. The ones that have already happened deserve to be understood, so you can stop compounding them. Mistake 1. Claiming child benefit in the wrong name. This one has cost an estimated 1 million couples money, and many of them still do not know it. When you claim child benefit for a child under 12, you automatically receive national insurance credits for those years. Those credits count toward your 35 qualifying years for the full state pension. If you do not reach 35 qualifying years, they directly increase your weekly pension for life. The mistake is this. In households where one partner works and the other stays at home to care for children, the child benefit claim is frequently made in the name of the working partner rather than the carer. It feels natural. The working partner handles the finances, their name goes on the form. But the credits follow the name on the claim, which means the carer, the person who actually stayed home and built up the gap in their national insurance record, receives no credit for those years at all. According to research by Lane Clark and Peacock, approximately 200,000 couples make this error every year. Up to 1 million couples may have made it already. The estimated cost per affected person? Around £5,200 in lost state pension over their retirement. If this happened in your household, the fix may not be lost entirely. Child benefit can be transferred into the carer's name, and HMRC has been developing a replacement credit service for parents who missed out from January 2013 onward, though that service has been delayed until April 2027. Historically made errors going back before 2013 may also be addressable in some circumstances through Home Responsibilities Protection corrections, which I will link in the description. Call HMRC on 0300 200 3500 and ask specifically about whether national insurance credits from child benefit can be reviewed or transferred for your specific years. The answer will depend on your individual record, but it is always worth asking. Mistake 2. Never checking your national insurance record for errors. The DWP has admitted that £580 million of the £670 million underpayment figure in a recent year was down to official error, not claimant error, not missing information, official error by the government. The errors take several forms. Missing years, where an employer did not correctly report contributions. Incorrect credits, where someone should have received national insurance credits, for example while claiming child benefit, but these were not applied. And contracting out periods that were recorded incorrectly, affecting the new state pension calculation. Historical records, particularly those from before 2000, are especially prone to problems. Before May 2000, it was not mandatory to include your national insurance number on a child benefit claim. That means Home Responsibilities Protection, the predecessor to national insurance credits for carers, was not always correctly linked to the right national insurance record. More than 100,000 people who cared for children between 1978 and 2010 may have gaps in their records that should not be there. The fix for this mistake is straightforward. Log into gov.uk and check your state pension forecast and your national insurance record year by year. Look for any year that shows as a gap during a period when you know you were working, claiming benefits, or caring for children. If a year looks wrong, if you were employed but the year shows as a gap, contact HMRC on 0300 200 3500 with your payslips, P60s, or any other employment records from that period. You have the right to dispute errors. The older the records, the harder it becomes to prove, which is why checking now rather than at 65 is the right move. Mistake 3. Waiting until you reach state pension age to check your gaps. This is the most quietly expensive mistake on this list, because it is the one where the damage happens through inaction rather than any single bad decision. Under current rules, you can fill gaps in your national insurance record going back 6 tax years. The window moves forward every April. A gap from the 2019 to 2020 tax year fell outside the standard window in April 2026. Every year of delay costs you one more fillable year. Each qualifying year you could have filled but did not costs you approximately £358.50 per year in state pension income for life. On a 20-year retirement, that is over £7,170 per gap year missed. On 3 gap years missed through delay, over £21,000. The maths on filling gaps are among the most compelling in all of personal finance. A Class 3 voluntary national insurance contribution currently costs £824.20 to buy one full qualifying year. The payback period on that investment is 2 years and 4 months. Every year after that is pure return. And because the state pension is triple lock protected, that return increases in real terms every April for the rest of your life. The action is simple, but time sensitive. Check your forecast on gov.uk today. Note every gap year within the past 6 tax years. Call the Future Pension Centre on 0800 731 0175 and ask them which specific gap years would actually increase your state pension forecast. Only pay for years that move the number. And if any of your gap years fall within a period of self-employment, ask specifically about Class 2 contributions, currently just £3.45 per week rather than £17.45 per week for Class 3, which is a dramatically cheaper route to the same qualifying year. Do not put this off until you approach retirement. By then, the best years may already be gone. Mistake 4. Claiming the state pension at exactly the wrong time. Here is the one I promised at the start of this video. And it is not what most people expect when they think about state pension mistakes. Most people assume the state pension starts automatically when they reach 66. It does not. The state pension is not paid automatically. The DWP sends an invitation letter around 2 to 3 months before you reach state pension age, but you still have to make a claim. If you do nothing, your pension is automatically deferred. For many people, deferral is simply a missed payment. They did not realise they needed to claim and lost several months of income before they sorted it out. That is expensive, but fixable with backdating in some circumstances. But there is a more significant error hiding inside the timing question, and it goes in both directions. Claiming too early, before you have thought carefully about whether deferral might benefit you, can be an expensive mistake for people with strong other income sources in the years immediately after 66. Under the new state pension, every 9 weeks of deferral increases your weekly payment by approximately 1%. Defer for a full year, and your state pension rises by approximately 5.8% permanently. For someone who retires at 66 but has a SIP or workplace pension income covering their costs, deferring the state pension for 1 or 2 years while drawing down the private pension and claiming the state pension at a higher rate later can produce meaningfully more lifetime income, particularly for people who expect to live into their 80s and beyond. The break-even on deferral is typically around 9 to 10 years. If you defer for 1 year and live for more than 9 years after claiming, deferral wins financially. Claiming too late, accidentally deferring for months because the DWP letter got lost or was misunderstood, can cost months of unclaimed income with limited ability to recover it. The maximum backdating for state pension claims is 3 months. Miss that window, and the payments are simply gone. The action is to put your state pension age in your calendar right now. Know the exact date. Contact the DWP at least 3 months before that date to begin the claim process. And if deferral is genuinely worth considering for your circumstances, model it deliberately rather than accidentally. Mistake 5. Ignoring pension credit and missing the gateway benefit it unlocks. This is the mistake that affects the people who most need help, those on lower incomes in retirement, and it is one of the most significant unclaimed entitlements in the UK benefits system. Pension credit tops up weekly income to a guaranteed minimum of £227.10 per week for single pensioners and £346.60 per week for couples in 2026 to 2027. It is means tested, it is separate from the state pension, and it is estimated that more than 1 in 3 people who are entitled to it do not claim it. That unclaimed pension credit represents approximately £2.5 billion per year in benefits that eligible pensioners are simply not collecting. But the reason pension credit matters beyond the direct payment is what it unlocks. Pension credit is what financial advisors call a gateway benefit. Claiming it automatically opens entitlement to a range of other support that is not available to people who do not claim. That includes a free TV license for the over 75s, help with council tax through local authority support schemes, free NHS dental treatment and sight tests, help with heating costs through the Warm Home Discount, and in some cases, help with mortgage interest through the Support for Mortgage Interest scheme. The combined value of those additional entitlements can be worth several hundred to over £1,000 per year on top of the direct pension credit payment itself. Pension credit can be applied for by calling 0800 991 1234, the pension credit claim line, or online through gov.uk. Eligibility is calculated on total household income, and savings above £10,000 affect the calculation, but having savings does not automatically disqualify a claim. The full eligibility check takes about 20 minutes and is worth doing even if you are uncertain whether you qualify. If you have a parent or older relative who is on a low income and receiving the state pension, this is one of the most valuable conversations you can have with them. The evidence consistently shows that pension credit goes unclaimed, not because people do not need it, but because they do not know about it or assume they would not qualify. 5 mistakes. Each one costs money. Each one is either preventable or fixable. Claiming child benefit in the wrong name. Transferable in many cases, worth investigating immediately. Never checking your national insurance record for errors. Fixable through HMRC, but harder the longer you leave it. Waiting until retirement to fill gaps. The 6-year window is closing every April, and the return on filling gaps is one of the best in personal finance. Getting the state pension timing wrong. Claim actively before 66. Consider deferral deliberately if your income picture supports it. Ignoring pension credit. One of the most underclaimed benefits in the UK, worth checking even if you think you probably do not qualify. The Retirement Ready UK Drawdown Planner shows you how your state pension amount, whatever level you end up with, interacts with your sick withdrawals, your ISA income, and your overall tax position in retirement. It is the tool that turns these individual pieces into a coherent income plan. Link in the description. Hit like if this was useful, subscribe for more UK retirement planning content. I will see you in the next one.